Well, I was wrong, and I can only apologise, Rick. You weren't actually on that one.
I wasn't.
I thought it was. I thought
too
you
young.
were. But that must have been. That was the last session of the traffic jam before you came. The Status Quo, wasn't it?
The last session as that, and we used to do those all the time. They had the ones in town. You did the 1 o'clock jobs, and somebody out there asked me which was the last one. That must have been it. Definitely it is the traffic jam.
According to the sleeve notes on this, it was the last thing you did as the traffic jam.
I was listening to. He was on Saturday. He was on this morning, wasn't he?
He was.
Brian
Yeah.
Matthews. Always give him a listen.
Do you remember who?
Makes you feel a little bit old when you hear that, though.
Yeah, but you weren't on it. So that's all right.
No, I was too young.
We are a little bit old.
That's for you, Prezzies. Like it's Prezzy time.
Oh, thank you very much. No, because I just heard it as well. It didn't make me feel old.
No.
And I wasn't on it either. So
One of the
what,
funny things, isn't it?
All right.
what difference does it make?
I was
give
just
him
waiting
records
to
away,
join the
yeah.
group then, I think.
Were you in another band and like?
Yeah, I was in Cabaret. I was in Cabaret with two girls, and we were called the Highlights. And we used to just sort of travel around Europe doing these sort of army bases and stuff like that.
So how
You
great
all met
fun.
each other at Butlins.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Wonderful
fun?
place. Yeah, wonderful place.
What, you were doing cabaret at Butlins? And
I was.
Presumably, was that the traffic jam?
No, we were the Spectres at Butlins,
Right.
so we traffic jam later on. We were traffic for a week, and then Steve Winwood got upset, and then we were traffic jam, and...
No wonder he got upset. He had a band called Traffic.
Yeah,
Of
well,
course.
it's going to get to him for a while, wasn't it?
Well, at Butlins, they were playing in the Rock Ballroom, and
yeah.
I was playing in the Gaiety Theatre, which was
Oh,
kind
wow.
of nice,
Yeah.
you know. And I heard this clatter coming from across the camp, so I went over there, and there they were, and that was in '65. That was 40 years ago now.
Yeah.
But surely when
40
you're in
solid
when
years.
you're in a rock band, aren't you? Isn't it like the sort of person you shouldn't be hanging about with, the bloke from the cabaret? Oh, we had two
Well,
girls.
because he
that did,
minced
didn't we?
about... He was very mincy, and lots of people were... Because he was very showbiz and effeminate and stuff.
It was
I'm
the silver
serious.
suit that did it for
It
you.
was the
wasn't
silver suit. I always love you in that suit, dear. It's just the way he was, and I've always liked people that are effeminate or... you're not quite so effeminate these days. I don't know why.
The image of the band is going down the drain here,
It
you know
is
that.
down the toilet, back up, and then we back up. But he's turned it a very macho man, and there's lots of hair on his body. There we are. Is
Not
that?
too much these days, yeah.
Oh, the fact you know
It's
how
all
much hair
going
he's
grey.
got on his body
Well,
is a
I
little
do.
bit
It's all
effeminate.
going
I've got to
grey as
say.
well, but never mind.
Oh, that's a shocker when that happens. Isn't
Oh,
it?
it's terrible.
It's just starting to
Terrible.
happen to me.
Don't like seeing myself in the nude anymore.
No, right.
I mean,
That's his point.
Everything's grey. Can you from there?
He's got one of them under desk things that you can see under there. Look, see, he's got that.
Yeah, I've got
the
my point
underdesk
periscope working
Yeah,
today.
Presley had one of them, didn't he? Get under there.
Suddenly
Did he?
it's all turned into Carry On. Hooray.
Carry
My
on up the
favourite.
quo. It could be a new film. That actually would be a good film. Actually, you're
Carry on touring.
Has it been on the Coronation
Do
Street
not
thing?
give them an idea. No, it hasn't, not yet. No.
Oh, right. Oh, tell us about that, because I don't watch Corrie, but I'll pretend now that I'm going to when you're on. So when's that happening?
Oh, well, if you pretend you're going to, we'll pretend we did it. Should we do that?
Well, we did
I don't
do
know
it.
when we're on, the 23rd-ish, something round about that time for a
That
couple
was
of
a big
weeks.
fat I don't know, wasn't it?
It was, I don't know.
Exactly on the 23rd,
No,
4 minutes
is
into
it
the
the
show.
23rd?
That's the first broadcast.
They're all
I think,
nodding,
isn't it?
yes.
Yeah, of this month, and then we've got a bit more to do yet. But it's kind of weird when you go up to do it, you know, because we're not actors, you know. We've
Go on.
never sort of acted before, and you're plunged into something as big as this.
Yeah.
And, well, we've got a couple of one-liners, as they say, you know, and... But that's plenty, because when you're surrounded by these people who can really act, it's really quite frightening, because when they drop into character,
Yeah,
it's
they do get
amazing the way
serious.
they change, you know.
But
And
there is a
luckily
sort
we're
of,
ourselves.
It's not like you're in suddenly casting the Merry Wives of Windsor. There is a sort of panto-y element to
There's
to
a
soft
strong
acting.
fan.
It's very
strong humour
funny.
angle, yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah.
That's why we agreed to do it. They make we look really stupid. It's good. More stupid than usual, may I add. It's good.
Oh, that sounded like you've been beaten around in your life. And
Right.
you're like,
Just a little bit, lovey.
You
Just a
sound a
little.
bit cheesy then, be careful.
Did I sound a
you
bit
know.
cheesy?
aren't you banned from the BBC?
So you? Oh no, it's not you. It's somebody else, isn't it?
Yeah, it's loads of other people.
Yeah, we're banned from all sorts of places, but
Wasn't there like the Quo riots a few years ago?
yeah, they let us in the back door.
I'm
these
sure
days.
I half remember there was a thing about the BBC weren't playing.
It was us on Radio 1. We'd had
Oh,
this
right,
issue
Radio 1.
where we'd done a show for them and did it free of charge, and we were trying to get our money, and the angle went that we were trying to stop playing our records. So our manager at the time decided to try and make an issue of it, and it worked
yeah,
to a
no,
degree. And then we never got played again, so it sort of worked.
But you got paid.
No, we didn't get paid. No, that was the point.
We didn't get paid, we didn't get played.
Ba-boom.
So
That's Radio 1. It's a kids'
Yes.
station. You went to the grown-up station.
Yeah.
I am going to play some tracks from you now when I just know this argument is bound to occur. It's bound to be, well, that's really old, but I'd love Ice in the Sun, and I don't think
Go
I've
for
ever
it.
played it on the radio before.
Marty Wilde
I
was on it. He
Marty
actually
Wilde.
played the
Oh,
piano.
right.
He
Yeah.
played the strings on the piano on it.
Oh,
and wrote
He
it.
wrote it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he was doing production about
Yeah,
that
he
time,
produced
wasn't
it as
he?
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
This is that track.
He played well on
It
that.
was
didn't he?
recorded in 1803. That was the first ever recording of any music whatsoever, and it worked out really fine. A lot of people have said it was just Edison making a call and doing Mary Had a Little Lamb, but in fact it was Ice in the Sun.
That's where you're wrong, because it was
78,
recorded
was it?
in 1802. It didn't come out until 1802.
And it was on 78.
It was on 78.
Yeah,
It was
like that.
16. That's the really old reference, isn't it? When they used to have
Yeah.
16 on record players for classical music or whatever.
What
Yeah,
do you
operas.
think of the Bee Gees walking off that Clive Anderson show? Did you
Where did
think
this
that
come
was
from?
fair enough?
I thought it was fair enough,
Just
didn't you?
thought of it. Matron,
Yeah.
just
Fair
thought of
enough.
it, didn't you, Matron?
No, He's calling me matron now because he knows
Watch it, he
he's
gets
doing
frisky if he
And he's
starts
doing his
that.
carry-on film, that's what he's doing.
He really get all frisky, the hands come under the
Kenneth
table.
Williams.
Watch his-
You were right about him being effeminate. He suddenly turned into Kenneth Williams.
Can you try Oh No Matron
Oh,
for
that's
me?
it, yeah.
No, Matron.
Yeah, he's
Wasn't
got
bad,
it.
was it?
No, go on. I'm
No, but
interested.
I was just
Point.
interested because I think, when you've been going a long, long time and you go on talk shows, there is an element, I think, of some kind of chat show host trying to get the better of you and basically,
Yeah.
take the
think,
piss.
yeah, you're
But
always
with us,
aware of that.
we're kind of
Yeah.
up for fun like that. We, it's used to doing stuff to us, and we're used to that. But the Bee Gees, I consider, are taken a little more seriously, and have had some wonderful songs they've written. So at least give them a chance. You just wanted to tear them apart. And
He
But,
did, but I got to say the actual point that where they stormed off was they had a name which we're not allowed to broadcast. They said, "Oh, we used to be called this," which was sort of the joke. And he said, "Well, that's how I still think of you." And I thought, well, you have sort of set yourself up for that joke.
yeah, great.
And also, they have got quite a tendency to storm off shows as well. I've seen them do it on a
But it
Canadian
They get
seemed,
very
it seemed
touchy,
to me
yes,
that,
agreed.
that two of them didn't want to storm off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them stormed off, and the others kind of, well, we better go as well. Then
Let's go
I sort of got
storming.
that about it. But I mean, here we are talking about it. So it wasn't a bad
true.
move.
Well,
was
I
it?
thought the interesting thing was...
Come on,
was
Frame, let's go.
How dare you talk about the Bee Gees when we were on Whitley? The interesting thing for me was, and I think Clive Anderson's a wonderful comic, was that he dealt with it very badly. He just sort of went, right, what do I do now then? Good night. And that was it. You're like, hold on, you really have been left with nothing to do here whatsoever. So that's that. Any other pieces of rock history you'd like to question the fellas
I
about,
was
Joe?
just checking it out because I mean, are you aware of when I worked on the circuit, which I don't do quite so much nowadays, a lot of comics do pastiches of your songs, and I just wondered if you've ever heard any of them.
Only the two Ronnies we
the best
saw.
one, yeah, it was
two Ronnies.
two Ronnies
doing
did
one that was really good.
I just
There's
wanted
one
to do a
that Joe's
tribute,
desperate to
yeah.
do. Even last week she said, I want to do that next week.
Get the car running.
Right, that's it.
A fantastic comic. It's not horrible or anything.
No,
It's just
no.
very sweet. Called Johnny Immaterial, who sadly doesn't do comedy anymore, and he should have done because he was a genius. But listen,
It might not sound like it from this, to be fair to him. It
no,
was a
but
funny
this
man.
was funny and silly, and I
Got a
liked
good
it.
build-up anyway,
See
Joe.
if you can guess what this is, right? You're turning yellow and you've got no feet. Your back is curved and you're nice to eat. You're a banana now. Oh, you're a banana now.
Now, you rehearsed that.
No, we both saw him do it hundreds and hundreds of times.
But that's sweet, isn't it?
It's
We're thinking
funny,
about
yeah.
putting it
That was
back in
sweet.
the set, actually, and we could do that version.
Banana,
Do it as
do
the
the banana
banana.
version,
There
yeah.
you
More
go.
apt, wouldn't it?
Caribbean version, there we
The
go.
ultimate tribute. Poor Johnny. He was a very funny man.
There are quite a few Status Quo tribute bands around. I went and saw one when we were last in Australia. They're called the Status Quo, which is a great name. And I went and saw them, and I have to say they were really crap. They were awful.
Yeah,
But, it's kind of nice. I always find it great when people, do that.
I suspect it's the sort of thing where people do assume it's easy, and obviously you haven't had that 40-year career and it been easy because life doesn't work out that way.
No, none of it's that easy. I mean, it sounds easy, and we enjoy doing it, but we have to work at it. People think we just knock out a song because of the style of the material. But unless you can find something when you're writing, something happens that maybe a glimmer of light within the chord sequence or within something that makes you think it's worth pursuing this song, and then you take it to the band and hopefully it goes further on. But it's not easy, and live-wise, if we don't commit ourselves physically, it's as boring as it's boring. So we have to really work. I remember seeing Little Richard and people like that when I was a kid, and they physically commit to the music, and that's to us epitomises a rock band. You see that guy's working his nuts
It's
off.
half the show, isn't it, really? I mean, you go there to hear the records, but it's also to see the show, And we go out there, and as Francis says, I mean, we do go from 0 to 100 mile an hour in 1 second. You've got to be up for it.
Your fan base obviously is very, very intense, and I'm sure this is being listened to maybe in Australia on the web. You can hear the BBC all over the world. And so, Status Quo, if you're big fans and everything, and you're listening, you are rubbish. Just give up. You're bringing down the name of the actual British Status Quo.
No, mate, it's not true.
That's with the female bass player, that one.
Even Status Quo
girl
hates you.
on
How
that.
bad is
Yes,
that?
wow.
You're at a Status Quo tribute band. Even Status Quo think you're rubbish. Give it up now.
Yeah, leave it.
You're bringing everyone down. This is the new single, which has got a bizarre cover of you two on biplanes. We'll get back. We'll get to that in a minute,
go
because
for
I
it,
think
yeah.
there's a story behind that. This is The Party Ain't Over Yet. That was
Just
good.
talking to Matron there.
Rick,
Great.
Rick didn't realise when the song finished. There was another one he didn't play on.
I missed a chord there somewhere, I'm sure, because I can't remember my chords.
What were you and Matron chatting about? Because
We were chatting about show business, don't you know?
Oh, okay.
And treading
We're
the boards,
both
weren't we?
touring in the autumn, so we were just arranging to go and have a mad night out in
okay.
Wolverhampton or
We're
somewhere.
going to meet one another. She's going to wear her nurse's uniform, and I'm going to come dressed
Tell you,
as
that's not a pretty
a banana.
sight.
This is.
I think we should go now, Mark.
Wouldn't that be if you were having a blind date and it used to be the carnation under the clock? You'll recognise me. I'll be dressed as a banana. you probably wouldn't turn up, would you? That was The Party Ain't Over Yet. The latest is out. It's now out for what's the date?
Hours now.
Monday
For
week.
hours, yeah.
Monday week. The Party Ain't Over Yet by Quo from the new album, which is out the week after, called. The Party Ain't Over Yet. Also.
Unusual idea there, yeah.
What is this wing walking business? Is that actually you on wings of planes?
Well, management, they come up with these ideas.
It's a good
It would
idea.
be great if, you two, me and him, were seen, wing walking. So
What,
he went
actually
immediately,
doing it?
no.
I like the way you went
do
me and him, like it was going to be Mark Lamarr and Joe Brand on the cover of the next. We knew it
Well,
went.
we're working on it. We are working on it.
And,
Nursey on the right and Marky on the left.
Me like a twit. I said yes, okay, I'll do it because I sort of do that sort of thing, and he said no.
You do that sort of. What
Yeah,
sort of?
well, I'll do
necessary.
anything, me.
Right.
I'll do these stunts. I
Right,
do them
okay.
stunts.
But I like that
right?
sort of thing. Like there's not a sort of thing like being on a biplane. It's either being on a biplane. Or, what things have you done in that league?
Well, sort of. That's a very difficult question when you're in this
Don't
position.
tell him.
No, but I mean, when something comes up like that, as it were, I'm sort of game to give it a go, where all the others basically said, no, we're not going and stand on the wing of that plane.
Yeah.
So I came back from my first flight and said, it's fantastic. Next thing I know, everybody's on top of the wings and we're all in the air flying and playing guitars.
It sounds. There's a video of this, I assume.
Yeah,
There
it's
is,
fascinating.
It's been awful if they've forgotten.
Yeah.
Word on no
Oh, was
film
it
in the
today?
camera.
Oh, sod it, the camera. Where's the camera? Forgot
Wasn't
to do
it? Because I wouldn't, not for all the money in the world, I wouldn't do that.
That's
You're-
what I thought, but it's true. It's all right. It's fine. You're strapped in so heavy. The only thing, my right leg kept getting away from me. It just flew
Like
out.
it does, yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, not with nerves,
on
not
there,
shaking
though.
with
No, it
nerves.
just kept flying out, because if you relax the section, the wind just took my leg out, and I was laughing away to myself trying to bring my leg in. And they said, play while the camera's on. I'm trying to get my leg in, and it wouldn't come in.
I have to say, I couldn't walk for a couple of days after that. It's not so much the flying that hurts, it's the taxiing across this airfield, right? Because it's a grass strip. And, it's kind of bumpy, and it really grates on your back. And when you get to our age, you don't really,
Sounds
Joe's
absolutely
looking no
terrifying.
way, yeah.
That's great being in the air.
Did you
good.
have to be medicated by a matron
I thought
before you got
well,
on?
yeah, she's getting a job for herself, see? We need a matron.
Wolverhampton.
Do you? Wolverhampton
That,
is,
to me, that is like an older man's version of the Mile High Club, when you actually can soil your pants up in the air, rather than what the traditional Mile
You
High
don't know
Club
we
was.
actually soiled them. That might have been makeup.
No, I would have done. Is
No,
what
I
I
see,
said.
yeah, I see.
But is there makeup then in the video of you with brown pants on?
Of course. This is show business.
I suspect the hardest part of the video is when you're up on the biplanes and you do that bit when your backs are to each other doing the guitar break.
That was tricky.
That must have been quite
Well, because
scary
the
for the
blades
pilot
of the
as
props,
well.
you see, we had that problem as well. And they said sing, and when you sing, it was just so they couldn't use it.
That comes out well on radio.
It
that.
really does. I'm
Can you
good at
do that
radio.
again?
I've
He
been-
was
I've been
doing that.
radio.
He was doing the G-force effect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you daren't open your mouth on there, as it were, because, you're going along at 160 miles an hour, and your face kind of, like a balloon as soon as you open your mouth.
It would have been fine with Toya because she's had the plastic surgery. You wouldn't have noticed.
Ah.
Joan Rivers could sing a whole song. No one would see any difference.
Yeah, you wouldn't
Name
want to hear
dropping
that,
going on
though,
this
would
morning,
you?
isn't it?
You wouldn't want to hear that.
Joan, they've all been in here.
Name dropping.
Joni, she's
I'm not,
been here.
that's not name dropping when you just mentioned Joan Rivers.
Well, I don't- have you met her, Rick?
No.
No, have you met her, Joan? No? Anybody
I
back there
have-
met
I was
her?
about to say
met her,
Nora Vibe, but I have.
You work with her. I heard you. Never mind.
No, I didn't. I know I did, yeah.
You
no,
did. I was listening.
No, you're right, I did. Yeah, sorry. But just mentioning something, like there was a very good documentary on Churchill this week. That's
Yeah,
not
that's
name
right.
dropping, is it?
Yeah, you know Churchill as well, then, do you?
Might do.
He's
Arrived
unbearable,
in
isn't he?
London in
I didn't know until I'd read the notes that pictures of Matchstick Men It was
Well, it was a nick, really. I tried to nick Hey Joe, yeah.
It's lucky you were rubbish, because it doesn't sound anything like Hey Joe. It's a fantastic
That's how
record.
good I am, yeah. Try to copy something, can't get that right. But it was the school sequence I liked, and it just kind of all fell together.
Yeah.
You went in the loo one day, didn't you? And just came
I'm not
out
going,
with
not
that.
going there.
He did. He
I'm not
wrote
going to
in the
pick that
loo.
one up at all.
Wrote in the loo.
Someone
True.
told me this the other day. I said, I'm thinking, and they said, don't they write all their songs in the toilet? And
Most
this
of
has
them.
obviously become... Is that true?
Most of them. Well, you get away from it all in there, don't you? You know.
Well, not all.
Should we not go there?
No, I won't go
it's
there.
not- We write them anyway,
All right.
really.
Because I suspect there are some songs you've written in the toilet. I wouldn't go in there for 20 years if I were...
Some stayed in the toilet, didn't they, really?
Some of them should have done.
They definitely should, yeah.
What I fancy a bit of Down Down.
Go on. She wants to
rock.
wait, or should we carry on or what?
Let's rock. Yeah.
Yeah, the matron chat still going on.
we are,
Hey, matron, kiss
Don't
me, say
ask what
Paul
we're
on the
talking
line.
about this
Hey,
time.
What's Paul on the line? I
That's
don't get
French.
it. Is it?
That's
Sorry.
French.
He did, that's why he put in the cascade there.
Just let me give a quick plug for it, 'cause I
She's
can't
working.
believe I'm doing this.
Let me do a plug first, and then you
all
can
right.
follow yours.
Plug
The Quo is just the Quo now, isn't
That'll
it?
do, yeah.
The Quo are on Ken Bruce's show with a live session this Friday.
Matching
morning.
haircuts.
But more importantly,
I'm running in a 5K race around Hyde Park tomorrow morning.
Running.
Well, sort of like being propelled forward in a wobbly way. Might describe it better, with no help from anyone. And I'm running for the Alzheimer's Society. No jokes, thank you.
no, absolutely. So why are you saying that so people can come and watch, or so people can give money?
No, so they can give money.
Right? Yeah, you shouldn't have told them where it was. You should just say this isn't.
But there's going to be thousands of people there. No one's going to spot me in the middle, lying on the ground unconscious.
You won't be in the
That's
middle. You'll be at the
uniform.
back. Let's face facts. You won't be in the middle.
Right, well, they might spot me unconscious at the
You're
back.
not the pace setter, are you?
I'm planning to win it.
Well, see, there we are. There's a plan.
That is a
That is
plan.
a plan.
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
Yeah,
Not
it's a
quite
good way
sure
to
how
set
that's
out.
going to work.
Possibly the worst laid plan of
positive
mice and men.
attitude.
Take a
Yes,
big
that's
stick and hit everybody else.
That's a very
With a
good
nail on
idea.
it, bosh, and you'll be all right.
With a nail on it.
Little, that would make them
Stick
turn
the
around. You're
nail
not
on
men
I don't
alike.
think for the Alzheimer's Society that's going to be an effective ploy, to be
That's not
honest.
them that's running, is it?
No, it's not them. but
Otherwise,
it's
there's no
for them.
point in running because they won't.
Run in your
Anyway, let's-
uniform.
yeah, let's
not
Run
go
in
there.
your
Let's not.
uniform. that'll
Run in
do.
my uniform.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Why is this obsession with him? He's back on the booze. This is it.
It's terrible.
Have you? Didn't you? You went clean for a while, didn't you? And now he's just a
Yeah, I
wreck.
haven't had a drink for sort of 3 months, and I sort of let myself go last night and had 3 vodka and tonics, and I feel really crap today.
Crap and Randy.
Well, I don't know about Randy.
Remember that double act?
Country
Crap and
accent,
Randy?
yeah.
Sounds like a double act, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome, Crap and Randy.
My name is Mr. Crap. My name is Mr. Randy. Together we are Crap and Randy.
You never want to do. You never
know
want the
what?
same together, though.
Nearly every double act I've ever seen have been Crap and Randy, to be honest. Here's another track from The Party Ain't Over Yet. This is Velvet Train. And I think this was, earlier on when I was saying when the trains got privatised and various companies started to run them, and I don't know what they are, apparently this is one of them. It's finished. Do you not know when songs are finished? That was Velvet Train by The Quo from the album The Party Ain't Over Yet, which is out in a couple of weeks' time. I just want to point out next week on the show, Jonathan and Andy are back. Oh, as I'm going to call them from now on, Crap and Randy.
Crap and Randy,
And
they're back.
they're back on the show, and it's John Hurt will be live, as will The Tears will be doing a live set. But this morning it's the Monsters of Rock.
Hey?
The two monsters of rock.
Well, I've got to say, Rick, you haven't been such a monster today. He's just spent the whole day going, I feel old. I felt Francis has been like, no, it's like,
See, look at me,
what's
look
the
at
matter
me,
with you?
look at me go, look, I'm really going for it. Oh,
Look at me, cola.
No.
Oh, colour, sorry.
No, you missed the N out.
Oh, right. I'll look at your colon.
No, Nolla.
Right.
Is that a Jewish term? Is
I
it?
don't know what's
Nola?
going on. I'm playing by the seat of me. What's
You know what? That is when you're getting old, when you start saying to people, look at me colon, it's clean. That really is a sign of...
Sweet boy, honest.
Your best days may be over.
I did. I let him in there, didn't I?
No, but he has been going on about, I wish I was 18.
It's
I
only
wish
today.
I was
look.
18.
Time I feel 27, 28, but today I feel 57.
Right.
There you go. It's one of
I
those
would
days.
see. I would hate to be 18 again. It's
Oh,
just
no, I'd
very
love it.
unpleasant.
I'd love it.
I couldn't deal with that.
I'd love to feel 18 again. Anyway,
But you know what? There was a documentary the other day about, and it was about the swinging six, and it said, well, it didn't really happen. It happened for about 4 people, and they were all in the Stones, and that was it. But was it like when you were, playing in cabaret and
London
stuff?
was buzzing at that time, though. It really was. Everyone, it was just, I don't know, everyone felt it was all new. Everything was new. Clothes were new. The idea of having clothes and being out and going, we felt we were quite
we all
wild.
looked the same,
getting
though,
clothes
didn't we?
made.
Everybody looked the
Yeah,
same.
same
in
free
our
shirt
business,
on.
anyway. We all looked
But
the
you
same.
were
We all-
playing Butlins. That's not exactly the height of rock and roll debauchery, is it?
Well,
should have been
it
at
was at the
Butlins.
time.
Choking it, yeah.
For me and him, we had a hell of a time down there.
That
didn't we?
Swedish chef was a boy, wasn't he?
Let's rock. Well, they both were, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it was good. It was good down there. I mean, we both got chucked out of our digs, and we were living on the street. You know, it's great.
Every time you two talk, it feels like I'm not privy to loads of memories you've got, and nor are you.
No, we're not. That's the point.
You don't really
Just
have a
sort of
lot,
nod.
believe me.
Oh, that chef, and he's looking at you going, I have no idea what you're on about.
We had nowhere to sleep. And
I
he
do
managed to talk
remember the
these
chef,
chefs
yeah.
into getting out of their beds so we could have their beds.
Oh,
they got
right.
out at 5:30 and we got straight in.
Oh,
And just
okay.
this abiding smell of fried food. And it was I
luxury
just
in
went
those
to
days.
sleep in their beds as soon as they got out.
You're listening to Memories of Butlins here on Radio 2, where every week some old men come in, one of them with a hangover, and they try and remember things that happened to them when
They're
they were
older
young.
next week, aren't they? And the host.
Who's older?
Next week who's coming in, they're all older, aren't they? The bloke who, you know.
Oh, Jonathan. I thought you meant
He's-
Ken Bruce.
Yeah, he's not getting on. He's the
And
baldy-
our old friend John Hurt.
John Hurt,
Yeah.
she's old.
It's
He's an
another
old
new
pal.
portion of the show where we mention other older people.
Justify
You
being
met
here,
this
yeah.
old-
They're older than me,
Very often
honestly,
these
sir.
days.
Please, sir. He's older than me, honestly.
Well, you both seem very sprightly.
You said feel very
Just
sprightly,
saying.
didn't you?
I don't, yeah, no, that was obviously
slip there, Freudian
slip.
slip.
We kind of
Don't
look
look
after
after
ourselves. In all seriousness, we do look after ourselves much better.
No, you
these
do,
days.
yeah.
We do.
No, I know you were just saying it was a random blip on the
All right,
sobriety
it is.
horizon there.
It was. No, I wish I'd never done it now, but never mind.
Yeah, it's- you're right.
None till Christmas
At
now.
your age, 3 vodkas.
I know, it's
Oh,
terrible,
it's not going
isn't
to
it?
win that.
Debauchery.
He's easy enough when he's up on a biplane. He's fine. There's no optics there. But as soon as he's
Didn't
on...
have a hangover either.
So what's up? You're doing a tour, you were saying, coming up soon?
We go out on Friday. We come here, don't we, on Friday and do Ken Bruce thing, and then we go up to Manchester and do the. And then I think
Oh, you
we're
haven't
off
done it
to-
yet?
No, we've done some of it. Got the last
Right.
bit to do, and then we go into Germany and Turkey for a couple of months.
And South Africa.
We've got to go South Africa as well. Forgot about that Wednesday.
Yeah, next week.
And then we do Germany.
It's all
and
go.
then back to
It's all
England,
go.
and it's Christmas. And
Is it always all
But it's
go, or
always,
is
it's
it...
always been like this. We've always had a reputation of a working band, you know, and we work, you know, most of the time, 7 months of the year. Really, we're on tour.
Well, thanks a lot for coming in. I know your life's very busy, and thanks to Toya and the Alabama 3, and of course thanks to Joe Brown and everyone who's been on over the last 3 weeks. Next week, Radio 2 is relaunching as a rubbish station, but you can listen to it anyway. 88 to 91 FM. This is Radio 2 from the BBC.